I want to give you a quick overview of the steps to create a knowledge assessment instrument. These steps will come in handy as they'll give you the process you should go through when you're designing your assessment instrument, and it's also helpful for guiding the process itself. So let's start with step one, identifying content to be assessed. This is, again, the crucial step because this is where you're determining what's going to go onto the exam, and you obviously would be thinking about validity and reliability at this stage. So you're going to consider three things. We're going to talk about in more detail below. You're going to think about the outcomes of the course, the lesson plans you've created, the sample size, and alignment. And again, we go into more detail below. Then the second step is to create a table of specifications. This term may be new to you, table of specifications. In my day when I took this course, it was called the blueprint, which basically is an analogy for design. So it helps you design your assessment instrument, knowledge assessment instrument. It's a table that includes degree of difficulty, the type of items you're going to put into it. It also helps you determine the length of time that's required to complete this exam. And if you look below at some of the readings, they're down there, you'll see that there is some information on how long it takes to complete each type of item. Then you're going to write valid and reliable items. Again, validity is going to be based on the type of validity we talked about earlier, but in this case, it's going to be content. Is the item valid? Well, obviously, you're going to find out where did the learners learn about that item? Where did they learn about that topic? So you can think again about, was it in the reading? Was it in the lesson plan? But valid items, the learner has to be exposed to that information before you put it onto your knowledge assessment instrument. Again, reliability is in making sure that you get the same results time and time again. Then you want to take some time to apply the best practices. And there's documents below on the best practices, and those refer to the best practice in item development. There's a good document on that. And also around layout and format. This is one area that sometimes gets neglected, and layout is so important. Have we got the right instructions? Is there enough white space? Is there a good scoring guide, which is actually the next thing. A scoring guide, if you think about it, if you take an exam before, a scoring guide informs the learner, informs you too, because you want to make sure you're doing the right calculations for your exam, for its value. A scoring guide tells you what value you're assigning to each item and how many items there are, and then the total value for the whole exam. We go into that in more detail below too. And the sixth step is preparing the learner. And we sometimes will do that all throughout a course. We've all heard that. And this might be on the test. That is one way to prepare the learner. But you're also going to look at your course schedule and say, is there other exams that are going on during this time? Is this a good time to have the exam? Have you informed the learners? Have we prepared the learners by possibly going through some of the topics, doing a review? Because the more you prepare your learners, the better off the learner is going to be able to complete the knowledge assessment instrument. And also the fact that, learners know that, especially if it's a formal assessment, that this is a scary thing if they don't pass the course. So the more prepared a learner is, the more you can mitigate any of those kind of angst the learners may be going through. So that's a quick snapshot of the 6 steps to create a KAI, or other words, an exam or quiz. And we go into more detail below.